Hello everybody, Zeidoktor here, and this episode of typical manga review is dedicated to One Piece 866, Natural Born Destroyer. Our cover page here is featuring Cavendish still. Apparently Prince Cavendish of the bourgeois kingdom was so popular that no young ladies were getting married. And that's terrible. Our proper flashback here is in the chapter. It opens with Charlotte Linlin, a 5-year-old human, who is about 2 or 3 times bigger than her parents. Like, honey, I blew up the kid, basically. Think like that. They pretty much just drop her off in Elbaf and get the hell out of there. They keep her from realizing anything's up by saying Papa has to go work and she can have as many of her candies from her backpack as she likes. Apparently after all the damage she did, exile was a merciful sentence, and she's just too much for them. No, not the Holy Mother in that land will save Linlin. And Linlin sits there for a while, it even starts snowing before she realizes, they're taking too long, I'm getting hungry. We get a little mini flashback here of the warriors of Elbaf, the giant pirates, Brogy and Dory. After they disappeared, several of their remaining members got careless and wound up captured by the Navy and sentenced to death, until the appearance of a wandering holy woman known as Sister Carmel. And Carmel wants a peaceful understanding, both because it's right and also because if you kill these guys, the giants will unite against humanity in their vengeance. So forgive their crimes, I'll show you the way. I can guide you to a brighter world where all peoples join hands and laugh together. Well, she became Mother Carmel. She founded an orphanage named the House of Lambs, and took in children without anywhere else to go, regardless of their status or race. And that's where Linlin eventually winds up. We see Mother Carmel is surrounded by a bunch of the kids who all look and act kinda delinquenty. Her own words are it's alright, we can all live together in happiness till your parents come back. They're not gonna bother, you've been abandoned. You'll find all the children here are quite interesting. Interesting enough for our parents to give us up, yeah! You'll be friends in no time. And among these kids, there's a prince that was chased out of his country after civil unrest, impoverished children who nearly fell into slavery, problem children whose parents couldn't manage them. They all lived in a giant village where their pasts couldn't bother them. But the most important thing for Linlin, for a girl who was always bigger than everyone else, the land of Elbaf offered people homes and sights of her own size for the first time. It was a comforting place for her. Then we kind of see the issues of Linlin kind of start cropping up right away, though. We see her standing next to a dead bear. It's doesn't make sense. Mother, listen, the bear and the wolf are fighting in the woods. I want them to be friends because fighting is bad, so I put them in the same cage yesterday. And then Mr. Bear ate Mr. Wolf. He was very naughty, so I smacked him. I think the bear's very sorry now, dear. How many times did you hit him? Just once? Which makes Mother Carmel realize it was an instant death. You wanted to be friends. You're such a sweet, kind girl, Linlin. I did, yeah. And for the first time in her life, someone understood her. Meanwhile, everybody else is freaked out because Linlin killed the bear with a single blow. She apparently also ate a giant real bad. He was only smacking him to get it off a mosquito, and it broke several of his bones. She's trying to rip off extra joints off a long arm because she doesn't realize that that's normal. Same thing for the gills of a fishman. But all the way there, Mother Carmel preaches forgiveness because she only means well. Like 10 months into this whole thing, Oimo and Kasi are from Enies Lobby are there. I can't believe that duel's been going on 40 years. Yeah, I know. Let's give it another 10. We'll go see how they're doing. The mighty warriors are generous to welcome Linlin among them, and she's wondering if their place made preparations for the feast for what's going on this week. Another giant girl named Gerd explains to Linlin that there's going to be a fast, that for 12 days they will not eat any food, and the only thing they can drink is water. For 12 days starting tomorrow. But once you're done, there's a huge feast. And while all that's going on, we're also getting a little glimpse of a little boy, Harudin. trying to stand up so he can be a warrior worthy of Brogy and Dory. We also meet a couple of old giants, like age 344 and 345. Quite impressive given the giant lifespans of about 300. Beardfall Yorul and Beardhill Yarul. Zababa, that's the spirit I redeem. Indeed, Beljajaja. I love giant laughs. These are the oldest and most respected giants of the land. They're going to call in on the house, calling out the children at the House of Lambs and eat semla at the village. When Linlin asks what semla is, Gerd explains that it's a sweet cream dolloped inside bread with marzipan and dusting of sugar on top. The best thing before they feast. They're apparently going to eat a bunch of it before the feast itself starts, or fast starts. I'm going to mix up those words more than once, I think. And they're celebrating the birth of recent giant children, Prince Loki, Rodo, and Goldberg, here there in the village. We thank the sun for their growth. Now let's eat. And Big Mom, or Linlin rather, starts eating the semla and just falls in love with it. She starts cramming so much into her mouth the other giants have to make her stop. In fact, she's getting her dizzy eyes as she does it too. And we see her going through the fast. She's not enjoying it, but it's so she makes it at least 6 days. Problems come on day 7. Gerd comes to Mother Carmel screaming for help. And it's Linlin. And the next page is a 2-page spread of the Elbaf city in flames, with little Linlin right in the middle of it all screaming for semla. The kids are horrified because he destroyed the village. It's a nightmare. And we see Beard falls, you made a terrible mistake. You don't have the right to think the sun. Even a child can only be forgiven so much. See if you rule. I'm sorry, Carmel. She only looks like a child on the inside. She is a god of disaster. Mother Carmel screams to not do that, not to finish her off, but Big Linlin's just sitting there almost zombie calling out for semla. And that's where the chapter ends. It's art-wise, that picture of her, little Linlin is in the middle of this burning village. It's quite a sight. I'll see that her little craving issue has been around since then. One of the first things I took away from this, though, is that scene where it's pointing out that she found it comforting because everything was her size. That brings a whole lot more context to Big Mom's dream of having everybody sit at the table with her at her eye level. Also, I've seen people mention that some of the kids at the orphanage look like people we're seeing in the present day, like the little prince, or the guy in the stiffened mask looking like Dumask, or the kid in sunglasses looking like Dufeld, the mobster guy from the present. Wonder if we're going to see if any of these others are Stussy and the other one. I don't see any Birdman though, so no Morgans probably. Well, see, Big Mom or Linlin rather, is seriously powerful for her age. We've never seen anyone that strong that young. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, none of them were near that. I don't even think the other Vinsmokes were close to that young. Actually, down the bear in one shot. And a lot of comparisons go to Lenia from Of Mice and Men. She keeps picking up little things she thinks are cute, like mice and stuff, but keeps killing them because she's just so strong. Or nearly doing so, in case the long arm and the fistman. And one common thing I've seen in discussions is that Carmel kind of screwed up here. She never punished Linlin or made it clear no, don't do this. You're a good person. They just encourage everybody. Constantly saying she's a good person only seem to encourage her. And we get some nice callbacks with the giants too, Oimo, Kashi, Harudin. Wondering now if we'll see any of the kids we're seeing now in the present at all, the little girl Gerd or um, the babies are missing. We got Prince Loki, obviously, but they also mentioned Roto and Goldberg. Don't know if we'll see anything with that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be happening next week here. Because there's enough up in the air that I can't make a prediction as to what will happen about a Carmel exactly. Like, will Yorwell kill her? Going after Linlin? Will Linlin do something? Will something else happen entirely? Is my theory that Linlin is suppressing these memories like not too far off? Well, that's something for next week though. Until then, that's been One Piece, chapter 866, Natural Born Destroyer. See you later, and bye bye.